Alright, everybody, I can now officially share with you my review of Batman The Long Halloween Part 2. And ladies and gentlemen, boy oh boy, what was this a fun roller coaster ride of a finale. So guys, j- 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 just as Part 1 left off with the New Year's Eve murder of Alberto Falcone, the Part 2 opens up with Valentine's Day and Gotham City being more and more out of control by the fear of holiday more than ever. In fact, the 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 murders go unchecked until Mother's Day because Poison Ivy has somehow broken into Wayne Manor and shared her love pheromone with Bruce and Alfred, thus through that mind control. Actually, the movie opens with Bruce and Ivy almost like kind of uh, 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 on a romantic vacation, and it's through this mind control that Ivy actually gets Bruce to sign over most of Wayne Industries over to Carmine Falcone, and it's actually with the help of Selina Kyle that Bruce is able to break free of Ivy's control. But just like I said, guys, because Bruce has been was out of action due to Poison Ivy's love pheromone for so long, crime had just continued to spread like wildfire, with most of with more and more deaths happening each and every day. Half of the of Karma half of Carmine's men have been wiped out, but by the time Mother's Day rolls around and we see that the Mad Hatter and Scarecrow, aka Dr. Jonathan Crane, have basically been on a free crime spree ever since Batman's been out of commission. And again, guys, the Scarecrow is actually able to kill even more people because he poisons Bruce with his fear gas, and thus Catwoman has to bail Bruce out again. But it's due to the fear gas that 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 Bruce actually ends up collapsing and terrifying another couple who I think are killed by Holiday a few moments later. But the exact place where Catwoman finds Bruce is where his parents were murdered when he was a child, and throughout parts of the movie, Batman keeps trying to tell Catwoman I told you I don't want a partner, and and this could be perhaps irreverent because maybe by now, even though this is only the second or third year of Bruce's career as Batman up until this point, maybe he still feels guilty for what happened between him and Dick as the first Robin. Um, anyway, it it it's when Father's Day really happened, and 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 uh, Carmine's last surviving child, although not really, but I'll get more into that in a second. Carmine's last daughter, Sophia, tries to gi- give him a tie as a proper Father's Day present. And Sophia also is bound and determined to 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 try and help Carmine get um reclaim some of the Falcone name by trying to get into Carmine's inner circle. But Carmine, being the proud Italian and mob boss that he is, absolutely refuses to um to I guess, as old school mobsters would say, let the wives get involved. And the uh, uh, and it's only after and it's actually on Father's Day that the key murder that happens, that kind of sets Harvey's transformation into Two-Face into motion fully, because up until this point, um, he started to slowly become more and more unstable. In fact, on 4th of July, he as more murders are being committed, he he even tells Carmine, not 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 to even talk to Gilda, but it's but what Carmine doesn't know is that Sophia has actually begun a dating relationship with Sal Maroni, and it's and it's actually through the first sub and it's actually through Sal's father's death at the end of Holiday that he secretly gets tells Harvey that hey, you really want to take down the Roman for good and try and put an end to some of this chaos until you find Holiday. I'm willing to talk. Uh, I I got all the info on Carmine that you'll ever need, but in exchange, I I I and the rest of my men get cleared of all the current charges facing me. And it's through this that at the trial, and through Harvey starting to get more and more aggressive with Gilda, excuse me, by starting to act irrational towards her, and and uh, Two-Face calling Gilda an ungrateful bitch, and the whole time before Sal um, pour, pour, poured the acid onto the Harvey's face. He's like, the Luigi Moroni sent his regards, and it's and it's also around this time that we do find out that that the reason um uh Carmine's father and uh, uh, and Dr. Tom Wayne ended up going into business at all is because Bruce has a flashback to 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 when he was around 7 or 8, and Carmine had been shot by 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 the by Sal Moroni's grandpa, Luigi Moroni, and of course Dr. Wayne being a doctor, he 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 agrees to treat Carmine to, despite Carmine being a gangster, and and uh and Carmine actually tells Bruce that the old saying that Harvey, him and Jim say throughout this movie and part 1 as well, that 2 heads are better than 1, and 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 it's in retaliation of for 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 the murder of his father that Sal actually pours the acid, and actually faked agreed to 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 basically sing sing on Carmine at his trial, and and it's after this, guys, that Two-Face's transformation is fully complete. In fact, Two-Face literally just goes insane and starts killing people left and right with no problem. Although very slowly but surely, Bruce starts to realize that the person connected to Holiday, that is Holiday rather, could actually for some reason be Harvey himself, because after Two-Face escapes from the hospital and goes on his first killing spree after an attempt to actually talk to Carmine personally and try and sort things out. That when Bruce goes to Harvey's and Gilda's house, he finds all of Holiday's guns that have been used to commit the murders so far, and and um and 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 then it's like so, so Two-Face says, "Sorry, Jimbo, sorry, Bats." Um, Harvey isn't the one in the driver's seat anymore, and 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 the best part of my new reality is that 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 I know that I no longer have to worry about the difference between right and wrong. All I have to do was determine each and every decision that I make from here on out by the flip of a coin, and since both sides of two faces coin are now heads, Two-Face says, but before he actually kills um, Carmine himself at the beginning of Halloween, and and after some of the henchmen that Carmine hired to try and get rid of Batman are actually killed by Scarecrow and Harvey anyway on Labor Day after Batman pays a visit to Arkham in another attempt to try and get Calendar Man to divulge more about what he knows, and then Calendar Man offers Liz as a surprise. It, as an agreement, if you can get me out of here, I'll stop the killing. Only after Two-Face manages to convince Grundy to join him and get and gets Ivy mad at her Scarecrow back in action after Jonathan falls prey to his own fear gas earlier in the movie, and a very brief appearance of Joker and Penguin at the beginning of Halloween anyway. And oh, by the way, guys, at this time, Carmine has also lost his sister, who who was killed on the way to the Roman's big birthday party, and 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 um and and right before Carmine dies, he has Sophia, boy 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 oh boy, Maroon, what's going on around there? Anyway, the Carmine says to Sophia, have you actually heard from your mom lately? And then Sophia's like, she still loves you, just not this place. And that maybe if you, Papa, hadn't been so engrossed in keeping this crime family alive, maybe you and Mom would still be together, and it's just as Carmine's potentially about to potentially try and step back from the crime family, that Two-Face, all the others and Joker and Penguin basically storm Carmine's office in what Two-Face calls Judgment Day. And so yes, guys. Anyway, guys, the big secret between Carmine and Selina is Catwoman is actually Carmine's daughter, and she and when Sophia sees that Carmine's been fatally wounded by the actually end up that that but when Sophia finally gets in there, it's Batman that's the one stuck with holding Carmine, not as his not as the guy that did it, but the guy that's trying to 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 use his medical training to try and stop the bleeding, and that's what makes Sophia say, "Come on, you motherfuckers! It's time for you all to die." And and that's another really cool thing I want to mention here, guys. Re- Real quick, after Two-Face explains the 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 new freedom he has by just playing the role of executioner and not having to worry about what's right and wrong. Carmine's like, just go ahead and pull the fucking trigger. So anyway, guys, uh, Carmine sees but before he is fatally wounded, that's Sophia's been killed, and that just makes Carmine scream, and right before this, him and Batman have a conversation about how he's finally so sorry that 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 he wasn't a better father to Alberto, and the fact that they're never gonna see each other again, and for that he's truly sorry. But yes, guys, Carmine dies at the hands of Two-Face, thus actually fulfilling the promise that that Commissioner Gordon, Batman, and Harvey set out to do it from the very beginning of this year. But this year Halloween paid an empty price because now Harvey Two-Face is taken into custody at the end of the movie, and even though Catwoman tries to save Sophia from falling off a building because of Sophia's excessive weight, Catwoman is unfortunately unable to hold on, and thus that's what makes Sophia die. But guys, and this is for fans of the comic. Real quick, before the credits roll, Batman pieces together the true identity of Holiday, and that is it was in fact Gilda Dent herself, but only because she wanted to get revenge on the Falcone family because it wasn't Harvey that went to Oxford, and the point is, guys, Gilda actually did get pregnant by Alberto Falcone himself, but because Alberto and Gilda got pregnant while they were away together at college, and because the child was conceived conceived by somebody that Carmine would never have approved of. Even though Alberto stepped up immediately when Carmine found out she he he basically declared Alberto and Gerda basically whores, and ordered that the baby be taken from Gilda's wound immediately, and that Alberto never be allowed to mention that 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 he had a prior relationship before marriage at all. And so, guys, basically, the whole reason Gilda even got with Harvey in the first place was because she thought Harvey, being the DA of Gotham, she thought he was the one person that could finally get Carmine back for what he did to her child, and to her relationship with Alberto. So yes, guys, Gilda Dent did do the majority of the killings. So now what?